Welcome to Wildcat Football Weekly, presented by Vantage West Credit Union, offering Wildcat fans a wide array of personal and business banking products. More opportunity, personalized service. Vantage West, federally insured by NCUA. Welcome to another edition of Wildcat Football Weekly with head coach Rich Rodriguez. I'm Dana Cooper, filling in once again for Brian Jeffries. Cats coming off a very convincing 42-10 victory over the Utah Utes on Saturday. Coach, you go on the road against a defense that was ranked third in scoring defense and third in total defense. You play in inclement weather and you turn in really a statement victory.
Well, I was really proud of the guys' attitude and preparation all week, and then when we went up there, the conditions were about what we thought they would be. It was particularly in the second half, and cold and windy and rainy, and our guys handled everything with a lot of maturity and made a few plays when we had to.
That practice on Thursday morning where you got them out on the field at 6 a.m. and turned on the sprinklers, how much did that help them get over the edge of not being caught off guard when the game revealed itself to be that way?
You know, I don't know. Probably the players could probably answer that. I mean, it was probably over preparation at some point. And I was kind of wet and miserable when we did it. I'm glad we did, just to kind of give them a little bit of feel, because how do you prepare for rain in Tucson? It never rains here. So we got them wet. We got them a little chilly, and we weren't out there long, maybe for about 45 minutes. But at the same time, when it was raining and cold in the second half, I don't think our guys panicked at all.
Everyone knew you were going to run the ball. That was part of the game plan in those weather circumstances. 298 net yards, and that's 150 more than Utah had been giving up. How were you able to do that so convincingly?
Well, we got a couple big plays. Obviously, the big 75-yard touchdown run was a huge play, and I think our guys up front, they recognized things pretty well. We didn't dominate at times. We got whipped a little bit too up front, but at the same time, I thought we recognized their fronts and recognized their coverage a little bit and put the right hat on the right hat, and Nick in the backs did a nice job.
He makes a big difference for you, doesn't he, Nick Wilson?
Well, he's a physical guy, and for a young guy that's still learning the system, I think he brings a kind of a dimension to a physicality to the running back position, and he's got a great feel for the game. He's got good vision, and Coach McGee, our running back coach, has done a fabulous job of getting him ready as a freshman.
There was that stretch, a 3-minute stretch earlier in the fourth quarter where you took over on the 5-yard line. Next thing you know, 3 minutes, you got 3 touchdowns on the board, game over.
Yeah, the 2 big turnovers defensively. Obviously, the big run helped, but I thought defensively with the pick and the fumble recovery and the pick 6 by Tremaine were huge plays. And we're not dominating at times defensively, but we got more 3-and-outs in this game than we had all year, and we had key opportunities, turnover opportunities that we took advantage of.
And really a total team effort on defense with 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 3 picks, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Kind of hard to pick a defensive player of the game.
It did, and with the conditions they were, for both sides of the ball, it was going to be tough to handle the ball, particularly in the throwing game, the wind and the rain and all that. And so I was proud of the way our quarterbacks handled it for the most part, and we knew there were going to be opportunities in a pass game if we could force them in 3rd and long, which we did a few times.
Quick word about Drew Riggleman. He was matched up against the nation's leading punter, but Drew had the better day.
Well, Drew had a good day. Their guy was good too, though.
He's very good.
He's very good with his cross kick. But I thought Drew, we wanted to make sure we kept the ball away from the returner. And a couple times we kicked it to him, which almost came back to hurt us. But there were a couple times too that he hit it so well that we were able to recover it pretty quickly.
Anu could not go in the second half. Great credit to Jesse Scroggins and the whole offense for making an adjustment and just moving on.
We're a little bit different the way we practice. Our 2s get about as many reps as our 1s, and that's a little bit different. Most teams don't give their seconds as many opportunities, and we do that for a reason, that we want our 2s to be just as prepared if they have to go in the game. And Jesse competed for the job. He's gotten a lot of practice reps, not meaningful game reps, but practice reps, and he performed pretty well.
Huge game Friday coming up against the Sun Devils. If you were to narrow it down, Coach, to maybe 1 or 2 things on both sides of the ball, what would it be?
Well, I mean, the coach speak, it'd be execution. Certainly defensively, we got to have great discipline and with our eyes and with our technique, because if you blow an assignment, they'll take advantage of it. And then offensively, they blitz so much. We got to be able to handle the blitz and be able to pitch and catch a little bit, or execute the run game against the blitz.
Monster game coming up Friday, 1:30 on national television. Going to be 81 degrees, a little different than Salt Lake City, thank heaven. We mentioned Nick Wilson. When we come back, we'll sit down and visit with the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week when Wildcat Football Weekly continues.
Join Vantage West Credit Union as we support Rich Rodriguez on his quest to bring home a championship. Follow the coach at vantagewest.org/blueprint.
Welcome back to Wildcat Football Weekly, presented by Vantage West Credit Union. Arizona freshman running back Nick Wilson had a pretty darn good game against the Utah Utes, 218 yards and 3 touchdowns, and for that effort, he was named the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week. Nick, congratulations on the honor, and when and how did you find out about it?
Thank you, by the way. I really appreciate it. And actually, I found out this morning when I was in class, one of my friends, he's actually going to be coming here in the spring, Sharif Williams. He had messaged me and actually tagged me in a Twitter post, and he had told me I was Offensive Player of the Week, and I just saw that this morning.
Your professor didn't bust you or take your phone away, did they?
Oh, no.
Yeah. This is your first year in the program, Nick. True freshman. You come in on the heels of a two-time All-American and the leading career rusher in Arizona history. What were your expectations, your hopes, your dreams, your beliefs about what you could do when you first got here in the program?
When I first got here, truthfully, I kind of thought I was going to come in and be able to compete for a spot as I did. But I was kind of expecting, I really truthfully didn't know what to expect since I was so new to everything. But sometimes I was kind of expecting I was in a red shirt, and other times I was expecting maybe I might be able to get it in like in a rotation, but that's really about all though.
You had some statement games early, went for over 170 yards twice in those first 4 games, so it didn't take you long to come out of the blocks, did it?
Oh, no, no. I have to thank Coach McGee for that, for helping me kind of find a newfound vision, I should say, and my offensive line for opening up lanes and breaking holes for me.
What's your mentality, Nick, when the play call is a run to you? What's the mentality and the mindset that running back has to have, particularly after the point of contact?
Well, I mean, a lot of running backs are different. I just kind of happen to be more of like a physical type of running back, and I don't know, I guess it kind of goes back to Pop Warner days. My dad always told me it's better if you give the hit than take the hit.
I was going to ask you about that because it seems that you kind of enjoy trying to make the defender pay a price when he tries to tackle you.
I mean, I wouldn't say enjoy, I mean, because you feel it after the game, but I don't know, it's always something that kind of worked for me, and I just noticed it like when I was kind of younger, and it worked kind of well for me, so I was kind of just stuck with it and just kind of made that my running style.
In that vein, take us back to that game up at Oregon. You caught a little swing pass out on the flat from Anu. There was one man between you and the end zone, and it happened to be Oregon's all-everything defensive back, Ifo Ekpreolomo, I think I got his name. You ran over him to get into the end zone. What do you remember about that play?
Truthfully, actually, I remember a lot of people didn't know when I hurt my ankle before, but I hurt my ankle in the play right before that, and then I got up, ran the play. I caught it. Truthfully, I was trying to shake him, but I was like, my ankle was kind of hurting. I was like, see how this works. I just kind of put my shoulder down.
I'll just run over him instead.
It just worked for the best.
Yeah. Against Utah, early in the fourth quarter, Arizona's first drive, you're backed up against the 5-yard line. Nick Wilson, and then boom, 75 yards. Talk about that play and what it felt like to bust one off like that.
I mean, truthfully, it just goes back to as watching film. And not even just watching film, just the concept Coach Rod and Coach McGee's been telling me all year as far as pressing the hole, and then eventually something's going to open up, and it, thanks to my offensive line, it did.
And then just moments later, Jared Tevis picks off a pass. Boom, you're in the end zone again. That really was the turning point of the game, or the conclusion part of the game. What does that feel like when you're able to do something like that, score back-to-back touchdowns so quickly and really put the lights out on an opponent?
Truthfully, it's like, how should I say this? I mean, it's kind of just what you're expected to do, and it sometimes just happens to work out in your favor that way. The game of football is funny that way.
Yeah. Biggest game of the year coming up Friday against Arizona State. You haven't been in one of these rivalry games yet. How do you prepare for a game like this mentally?
I mean, we go into every game with the same type of mentality as far as game planning and scheming. We identify who their good players are and the type of scheme they run, and we try to counteract that and take advantage of that.
Well, again, congratulations to Nick Wilson being named Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week, and no doubt we hope you turn in a huge game Friday against the Sun Devils. Thanks a lot for joining us on Wildcat Football Weekly. Thanks for watching Wildcat Football Weekly, presented by Vantage West Credit Union. Visit vantagewest.org to learn how you can get more personalized service, federally insured by NCUA.